All right, the audio is a little low inside that courtroom, so why don't we bring in our guest for this hour to discuss. Joining us now from Denver, Colorado, criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf. Hey there, Jeffrey, nice to see you today. All right, we've switched gears here at Court TV watching this case. Wow, that interrogation video. Now, the defendant has claimed that some of the confessions, some of the things that he was saying there, that it was coerced, but we're getting a chance to hear it inside the courtroom. What's your takeaway from that?
Yeah, I mean, coercive conduct in an interrogation is normal, right? Officers are allowed to treat people that way. They're allowed to lie to you. They're allowed to curse at you. They're allowed to be bullying to you. You know, the officers don't pull their guns out. They don't get physically intimidating to him, but you can hear them cursing at him. You can hear them insisting that he's lying to them, that he's not telling them the truth, that he's leaving things out. And that action by them is intimidating. It is going to cause somebody potentially, if he didn't do it, which we don't know at this juncture, but if he didn't do it, it's going to cause what we have learned so much over the years is called a false confession. We don't know if this is a false confession out of this gentleman at this point, but if he's saying he was coerced into a false confession, this is the type of behavior that occurs during an interrogation that can cause that. It is something that influences a person to say the thing that they think is going to get them out of the room. And it is what officers do and what they are trained to do to get the person to admit to something, whether they did it or not. And it is textbook police behavior.
Yeah, Jeffrey, yeah, good point. Okay, we're going to have more testimony from the Baby in the River murder trial after a break, but also ahead this weekend on Court TV, an all-new season of Victim to Verdict. You can join Court TV's Ted Rowlands for the new season premiere. It's going to be happening this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Ted will look at the Delphi murders and the years-long hunt for Baby and Libby's killer, for Abby and Libby's killer. You don't want to miss this right here on Court TV. We'll be right back.
Tonight, on closing arguments, a University of Kentucky cheerleader faces charges after her infant was found dead in a closet. We will bring you the latest from today's big hearing.
Closing arguments tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
The brutal murders of 2 young girls.
Delphi is not one of those places where this would happen.
I killed Abby and Libby.
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rowlands. Season premieres Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Scripps News is streaming for free on all your favorite streaming services. Once you get the app, get free access to breaking news, live events, and the award-winning journalism you expect from Scripps News. Start streaming Scripps News today.
Atlas. You dream about moments like this. My goodness.
The fastest female track and field stars compete in a one-night-only event. Atlas NYC 2025, live from New York City, Friday, October 10th. It's on ION.
You and I are going for a long ride.
Might be dangerous. You talk me into it.
All right. Start talking.
Ready. I'll leave that up to Nate.
I didn't hear anybody knock. This mask stands for justice.
How about the next clap of thunder?
That answer your question?
Are you still alive? You didn't exactly turn your back. I'll be back.
Jesse Palmer.
Emmett Smith?
Both of us together? This must be some kind of TV fantasy.
Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription free.
Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100+ channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus, it's game time.
Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
And a smart play.
Learn more at TableauTV.com.
The MVP of TV.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children.
That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, legendary trials.
Behind every race car driver is a passion for staying ahead. Competing in the Scripps National Spelling Bee gave me an edge by teaching me to view every challenge as a learning opportunity. Just like in racing, no matter where you place in the bee, you can push yourself and discover what you're really made of.
Empower your students to dream big, just like NASCAR driver and Tableau TV ambassador Ryan Ellis. Put them on the fast track to success and sign up for the Scripps National Spelling Bee today.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
Remember the 1970s? The radio had a dial. Changing the channel on the TV was a job. A lot has changed. But one thing has not changed: Washington's regulations on local stations. Regulations that make it tough for local TV and radio stations to compete with global big tech platforms. If you want to keep local news and live sports on TV and radio, we need updated regulations. Tell Washington to modernize the rules to help local stations compete. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show him your folding trick.
I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
That's gotta hurt, huh? You keep me coming back for more.
Welcome back. Busy day here at Court TV. We are tracking several trials across the country. In Mississippi, the state and the defense rested just last hour in the plotting parents murder trial. Jeffrey Spence is accused of killing his daughter's boyfriend. Closing arguments are set for Monday. Also in Tennessee, it is day 4 of testimony in the Baby in the River murder trial for Brandon Isabel. The jury today is hearing more of the defendant's own words during his police interrogations. Also in Florida, opening statements. They are set to begin later this afternoon in the murder trial for Daniel Stearns. He is charged with shooting his girlfriend, Nancy Howery, then burning her body and scattering her remains in a wooded area. Now, let's get you back to Tennessee. More of the double murder trial for Brandon Isabel. We are picking it up with some more of the defendant's police interrogation.
Look, when you pulled over with Danielle, after you left her, after you shot her, did you change clothes? Okay. Where'd you change clothes at? Well, I'm gonna take my jacket off and change shoes. Where's the jacket and no shoes at? The shoes, I think I'm trying to take it home. So the jacket's at home? Where's home? Which place? In Cordova? What address? 8702. Where'd you put the jacket? It's in my closet. Hanging in the problem in the bottom. What's it look like? Black and gray. Black and gray? Half black, half gray. Okay, so and that's what you had on when you shot her? Home? Did it in your home? Why'd you take the jacket and the shoes off? So you just want home to change? What kind of shoes did you have on? The Blvd slides. Okay. And you put them where?
He says, what about the...
Is this before or after? That's at your house.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that for us?
You said he changed his jacket and his Blvd slide.
And where did he put the slides?
Slides was in the trunk of his car. you would retain. Because I don't have the time on that one with the time, so this white shirt, did you have it on under that shirt? Yeah, I went in that yesterday. You left that, so you checked everything. I just took the jacket off the chain shirt. I took the jacket off. So that white shirt you had on under the jacket, initially, see it over. Okay, so when you had the jacket zipped all the way up, right?
Obviously a typo in the transcript there. That's you speaking and not Brandon Isabel, correct?
Correct. She said, why? What'd you tell her?
All right, that's a little bit hard to hear, so we're going to kind of work on that a little bit or see if we can get it turned up and bring in our guest for this hour as we work on that. So criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf sticking around with us today as we watch this interrogation. But, you know, Jeffrey, some of the things that we've heard so far in that interrogation, him saying that I shot her, referring to his girlfriend, 27-year-old Danielle. Also, the baby Kennedy, 2 days old, saying that I left her by the river in the car seat. Detectives kept asking him, well, where is the baby? We looked down there. We couldn't find her. I mean, what are you taking away from this?
I think the biggest thing I'm taking away from it is that this interrogation, this confession that the prosecution is pointing to, didn't lead to the recovery of this baby, either alive or deceased. And I think that's a problem for the prosecution because they're pointing to this confession as the biggest piece of their case, right? Yeah. Because people are asking, well, if he confessed to this crime, why did he go to trial? And for the prosecution, having a confession should be a rock solid case. But the confession and the hard work by the detectives to get it didn't lead to the recovery of evidence here. And that's a problem for the prosecution in my estimation. I don't think it necessarily is a guaranteed acquittal, but it's a problem that the prosecution is going to have to overcome.
Yeah, and I mean, they couldn't even find the car seat. So he talked about having the car seat down there as well. A search turned up empty. So you have the two victims saying shot Danielle, but the baby, I mean, you know, we don't know where the baby is. So that definitely is a problem for the prosecution. How would you use that in your favor for the defense, Jeffrey?
Well, I think it plays into this being a false confession, right? If he's confessing to a crime he committed and he is giving them details of what he did and he actually did it, why is it not leading to evidence to corroborate his confession? If he is confessing to a crime he committed, the details he is giving the detectives should lead to evidence to back that up. If it's a false confession, the details he's giving the detectives should not lead to evidence to corroborate the confession he is giving them. And that is what is actually playing out here as you see the investigation play out after his alleged confession.
Yeah, excellent point, Jeffrey. Okay, we're going to squeeze in a break. We are following new developments in Washington State, though. Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 daughters, is confirmed dead. Positive DNA results were just released that do confirm the human remains discovered last week are Decker's. Decker had the girls for a court-ordered visit, but never returned them to their mother. 5-year-old Olive, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton, they were later found dead near a campground. Court TV is going to continue to follow this story, bring you any more developments when we get them. We'll be back.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Covering the White House, you are in the center of where everything is happening in our government. There are really important issues happening in our country right now. People have questions about where the economy is headed, immigration policies, how the U.S. is handling global conflicts. My job is to bring meaningful answers and ask critical questions that impact everyday lives for our viewers. Haley Bull, Scripps News.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
You and I are going for a long ride.
Might be dangerous. You talk me into it.
All right. Start talking.
Ready. I'll leave that up to Nate.
I didn't hear anybody nod. This mask stands for justice.
How about the next clap of thunder?
Can I answer your question?
Are you still alive? You didn't exactly turn your back.
I'll be back.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children.
That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV Legendary Trials. Atlas.
You dream about moments like this. My goodness.
The fastest female track and field stars compete in a one-night-only event. Atlas NYC 2025, live from New York City, Friday, October 10th. It's on ION.
Remember the 1970s? The radio had a dial. Changing the channel on the TV was a job. A lot has changed. But one thing has not changed: Washington's regulations on local stations. Regulations that make it tough for local TV and radio stations to compete with global big tech platforms. If you want to keep local news and live sports on TV and radio, we need updated regulations. Tell Washington to modernize the rules to help local stations compete. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Behind every race car driver is a passion for staying ahead. Competing in the Scripps National Spelling Bee gave me an edge by teaching me to view every challenge as a learning opportunity. Just like in racing, no matter where you place in the bee, you can push yourself and discover what you're really made of.
Empower your students to dream big, just like NASCAR driver and Tableau TV ambassador Ryan Ellis. Put them on the fast track to success and sign up for the Scripps National Spelling Bee today.
At Denver 7 News, we're committed to covering our community.
This has been such an important topic for so many.
Always listening.
Somebody listening. That's the big thing.
Finding solutions.
It sure changed everything.
Thank you so much.
Making sure your voice is heard.
Let's find out what brings us together versus what pulls us apart.
Because we know local news should do more than just inform. It should connect.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Kelly Craft, filling in today for Ted Rollins. Our focus this hour is in Memphis, Tennessee. It is day 4 of testimony in the Baby in the River murder trial. Defendant Brandon Isabel faces 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of his girlfriend, Danielle Hoyle, and their 2-day-old daughter, Kennedy. Prosecutors say Isabel lured Hoyle to a secluded area, shot her, then tossed the infant in the Mississippi River. Let's go back into the courtroom now. The audio in the interrogation video was a bit hard to understand, so we've jumped ahead a bit, and now we're getting ready to listen to Memphis Police Lieutenant Charles Winbush. He's on the stand.
Do you know when Mr. Isabel was arrested?
Maybe sometime around, it was February 2nd, sometime that morning.
A really early morning?
Maybe.
And was he taken to homicide?
To my knowledge, should have been taken to homicide.
Were you at his house when he was arrested?
No.
David, you came in to homicide though to talk with him?
Yes.
Okay. What time did you get to homicide?
Oh, that morning.
The wee hours of the morning or?
It was closer to maybe around 7 sometime that morning, something around there.
And while you were arriving, was he in that room in homicide waiting on you?
Should have been.
And I noticed his hands were cuffed, right?
Correct.
And there was a bench in that room, I would say, that was across the table from you and Officer Boyd, that he was on.
Yes.
The bench is about, didn't look to be very wide.
It had decent width.
It's made for comfort, isn't it?
Wide enough in the lay on.
Yeah. And I noticed that his legs seemed to be shackled to the wall.
No, shackled to the bench.
Shackled to the bench.
Yes.
I just wondered why it was sticking out like that. Did he have room
to move?
It was right at the first, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had moved. He had enough room to lay down.
And when you came in to talk with him, was you were going to ask him questions?
Correct.
Interrogate him?
Interview.
Interview. Okay, that's a nicer word.
Yes, but that's what I do.
Okay. And you want a person that you are interviewing to believe you?
Do I want them to believe me?
Mm-hmm. You want them to believe you're being straight with them?
It don't matter if they believe me or not, because they know.
Okay. That's, well, do you get any training in how to interview people?
I have not.
No training at all in any particular type of technique?
I mean, I guess you could say the course of my career is training, but to go to a certain school, I've never did.
On the job training?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the READ technique, R-E-I-D?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay. And that's a method of interrogation, is it not?
From what I've heard, but I've never had that training.
But you've never studied it at all?
No.
Okay. Well, when you're asking random questions, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a confession? That's your purpose, to get him to confess?
The purpose is to get him to tell me what happened.
Okay. And that, in your view, is to confess?
It depends on what happened.
Okay. And does that mean that you have him tell you what happened, or do you tell him what happened?
It's a conversation between the person and I.
I'm sorry, man?
It's a conversation between the person and I, so in that case it would be a conversation between Brandon and I.
And that conversation, are you looking for
fact?
Truth?
Obviously looking for the truth.
Well, did you already know the truth?
Some of it.
When you started, we'll go back to the first. When you started, did you already know the truth?
No.
He was told that you knew what happened.
Of course.
Of course? Okay. So when you told him that you already knew what happened, you wanted him to believe that?
Well, when I told him I knew what happened, I didn't know if he would believe it or not.
Okay, but that was your purpose in telling him that. You wanted him to believe that you already knew what had happened, and you were giving him a chance to say it.
Yes.
Okay. But that wasn't true, was it?
Not all. I didn't know everything that happened, no.
And when you started talking with him, I noticed you gave him his advice of rights.
Correct.
Was he being cooperative?
Yes.
And you read his advice of rights, or had him read it?
Yes.
And what did his advice of rights basically say?
He could talk to us if he wants to, and if he don't, he doesn't have to.
Okay. But he didn't have to waive his rights to talk with you.
If I was going to ask accusatory questions, yes, he had to raise his wife.
But I mean, he had the choice. He could say no.
Yes, he had the choice.
But he didn't do that, did he?
He did not.
Talk with you.
He did.
And when you wanted to search his phone, you would have had to get a warrant to search that phone, wouldn't you?
Correct.
But he told you, I can say it, go ahead and search my phone.
Correct.
So he was being cooperative.
Yes, he was.
But he wasn't saying the things that you wanted him to say yet, was he?
Everything you said, I wanted him to say.
He wasn't saying the things that that you guys were telling him.
What did we tell
You want
him?
to go back through all these things? You know, when you say you threw him in the river, how many times was he told he was lying?
A lot.
A lot. How many times was he told that you threw the baby in the river?
I haven't counted, but it was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot there.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that, because we asked him, did he toss the baby in the river? And once he said he did, then we reinstated that he did. But initially we asked him, did he throw the baby in the river?
Boyd was in there with you, wasn't he?
Some of the time, yes.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
He was coughing a lot, was he sick?
I don't know.
It was during COVID, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know if he was sick. I don't think I'm his doctor.
And the last part of the advice of rights was that no promises or threats, no pressure or coercion.
Correct.
Was what? Was put on him to sign this waiver of rights?
Correct.
Well, why is that important?
Because he has to do it of his own free will.
Has to do it of his own free will. And if he's doing it of his own free will, what, is it more reliable?
No, it just means we didn't force him to do it.
Okay. Means you didn't force him to. Why is that important?
Because if I forced him to do it, then that's not within the law. I can't force him to do anything.
You're forcing somebody to do something that wouldn't be within the law.
Correct.
And it wouldn't produce reliable results.
Results still might be reliable.
Well, I noticed that at the time those advice of rights are given and signed, and when he's saying I haven't been under any pressure or coercion or promises made or threats, well, the questioning hadn't started yet, had it?
It can't start until then.
Well, you did this right at first when you fixed to question a man on a homicide, right? You did the advice of rights first off.
Right, first, so we could ask questions.
Okay. So all that about him saying he wasn't coerced or threatened or made promises, that was before you ever questioned him.
Right.
And that's when the threats or promises or coercion That's where the real danger is, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
In the statement itself. It's an easy one.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but Judge, maybe clarify.
Is there an objection?
The danger of the coercion.
Objection. I don't think the witness understood the question.
Thank you. The danger of coercion coming into play and producing a statement that isn't reliable, that comes during questioning, doesn't it?
It could.
And what this advice of rights is for is to prepare him for the questioning, right?
Yes.
And to protect you.
Yes.
We're going to have more testimony from the Baby in the River murder trial in Tennessee for Brandon Isabel when we come back. Stay with us. You're watching Court TV.
Tonight, on closing arguments, a University of Kentucky cheerleader faces charges after her infant was found dead in a closet. We will bring you the latest from today's big hearing.
Closing arguments tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
The brutal murders of 2 young girls. Delphi is not one of those places where this would happen.
I killed Abby and Lodi.
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rowlands. Season premieres Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Scripps News is streaming for free on all your favorite streaming services. Once you get the app, get free access to breaking news, live events, and the award-winning journalism you expect from Scripps News. Start streaming Scripps News today.
Jesse Palmer. Emmett Smith. Both of us together? This must be some kind of TV fantasy. Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription free. Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100+ channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus, it's game time. Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality. And a smart play. Learn more at tableautv.com. The MVP of TV.
Behind every race car driver is a passion for staying ahead. Competing in the Scripps National Spelling Bee gave me an edge by teaching me to view every challenge as a learning opportunity. Just like in racing, no matter where you place in the bee, you can push yourself and discover what you're really made of.
Empower your students to dream big, just like NASCAR driver and Tableau TV ambassador Ryan Ellis. Put them on the fast track to success and sign up for the Scripps National Spelling Bee today.
At Denver 7 News, we're committed to covering our community.
This has been such an important topic for so many.
Always listening.
Somebody listening. That's the big thing.
Finding solutions.
It sure changed everything. Thank you so much.
Making sure your voice is heard.
Let's find out what brings us together versus what pulls us apart.
Because we know local news should do more than just inform. It should connect.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show him your folding trick.
I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
That's gotta hurt, huh?
You keep me coming back for more.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children.
That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, legendary trials.
Remember the 1970s? The radio had a dial. Changing the channel on the TV was a job. A lot has changed. But one thing has not changed: Washington's regulations on local stations. Regulations that make it tough for local TV and radio stations to compete with global big tech platforms. If you want to keep local news and live sports on TV and radio, we need updated regulations. Tell Washington to modernize the rules to help local stations compete. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Back now to Memphis, Tennessee, where the state's case continues in the Baby in the River murder trial. This is for defendant Brandon Isabel. Isabel is accused of fatally shooting the mother of his child and then throwing their 2-day-old baby in a river, all on his 25th birthday. Prosecutors say Isabel confessed to the murders, but now he's pleading not guilty to the charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder. We have been listening to the cross-examination of Memphis Police Lieutenant Charles Winbush. Let's go back into the courtroom for more.
Well, why is it important that threats aren't used?
Say that again.
Why is it important that threats are not used?
Because if you threaten somebody, it's possible that they'll say it just to avoid the threat.
Pretty much like when it started, I noted that he was told he would be dodging dicks for the next 50 years. How is, if he didn't talk to you, he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear?
No, it wasn't said like that. No, it was, that statement was said, it wasn't said by me. But that statement was said.
It was said in your presence. We watched it up here, right?
Right.
Jury saw it, right?
Yeah, I said it was said. It just wasn't said by me.
Was that pressure?
It could be.
Would you agree that this is a fair statement? One of the things that people fear about prison is being raped. A man.
Reasonable people, I think, have that fear.
That's big. And that's what he was told. He's going to be dodging dicks. That's what was meant by that statement, was it not?
He said he could be.
He was told, was he not, that there were cameras out there. And there were some cameras, weren't there?
Yeah, cameras all over the city.
And the purpose of telling about those cameras was to make him believe he had been seen on camera.
Yes.
But there wasn't any cameras where you went to look for the baby, was there?
There were cameras there. I'm not sure if they were working.
Yeah, I believe we said earlier they weren't working. And so you wouldn't have seen him take the baby down to the river, would you?
No.
Because there wasn't a camera that was working there.
No, didn't see him take the baby down to the river.
But he was told that there was a camera.
He was.
And that wasn't true?
No, that was not true.
What about on Levi and Sedgwick, where Danielle's car was?
Yes.
He was told there were cameras there.
Yes.
But there weren't, was there?
I don't believe so.
So, in essence, you were telling him, we know what happened. There's cameras there. You've got to tell us this.
Yes.
And this was, you told him what you wanted him to say.
I told them there was cameras there, so did I want him to say there were cameras there?
Was there any, and look, I'm going to concede something right here. Yours was much better than Boyd's, okay? Yours, you weren't as bad as him.
This is a question.
Boyd was worse than you were in the question.
So when an objection is made, it is customary for you to wait for me to rule on said objection after you've responded.
You're right.
So there's an objection.
This sounds like testimony and not a question, Judge.
And your response is?
I'm rewarding it.
Thank you and sustain.
It wasn't you that said you'll be dodging dicks.
No, I didn't say that.
Isabel told that people would be looking at him like he was an epic monster?
Yes.
How did they tell that? How did that further your investigation?
Asked him how he wanted to be viewed. If he wanted to be viewed like a monster, or somebody with remorse.
Were there a lot of questions asked that didn't further the investigation as to who was responsible for the shootings and the debate?
Repeat.
Were there questions asked?
Still with us, criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf. Jeffrey, as we approach the top of the hour, we just wanted to bring you in one last time on this case. So, you know, the interrogation, he's asking about the interrogation tactics, and as you were talking about, you know, police can do that to see exactly, to try to get to the truth. How do you think defense counsel is doing so far on the cross-examination of the Memphis police officer?
Defense attorney's doing great, and just one little correction there, Kelly. I said they can get to what they want, which is a confession, rather than to get to the truth, because they're not always looking for the truth, as the defense attorney is pointing out. They're looking to get what they want to hear. Sometimes that is the truth. Other times it is merely a confession. False confessions are an epidemic in this country. They are one of the top reasons for wrongful convictions in this country. I am not, by any way, shape, or form, ascribing that to this case. We do not know if that is the circumstance in this case, but we do know that false confessions are a major problem in this country, and one of the reasons that they are a problem in this country is interrogation tactics like occurred in this case. And this defense attorney is doing a masterful job of pointing out the tactics that were done in this case and getting this detective to own the fact that they were done in this case. This detective is having a very tough job explaining why they did that. Things like saying that he is going to be chased down by morally reprehensible that these detectives did to this young man in this case, whether he committed this crime or not. The things that happen to people in prison and the rapes are not things that should be shown and thrown in the face of criminal defendants in this country.
Jeffrey, thank you so much for your insight on this topic. Appreciate you joining us. Have a good weekend. We're going to have more testimony from the Baby in the River murder trial in Tennessee for Brandon Isabel when we come back. You're watching Court TV, your front row seat to justice.